Let's make something to say, because I think he was talking and saying something.
No, I just wanted to say you're most experienced colonialism.
Oh my word! Can you just?
Adding up to what Deborah was saying earlier on. Remember that even us, when we were young, our nursery rhymes were not nursery rhymes for Swahili. We had very few of them that were Swahili. Kama tule na askia sauti, but most of them were in English. The storybooks that we read.
Bubblegum, you know?
Yep.
You know, your bubblegum apparently had it's supposed to be public van.
I know.
Number 28.
Ati who?
It's supposed to be public van.
Yeah.
But everybody knows it as bubblegum.
Bubblegum.
Number 28. I went for a walk.
And now,
So
anyway,
Mika,
let me finish my point. So, coming to say that, and I would say that I think for me, my interest in reading African books, there were these novels that were coming from Nigeria called pesetas. And then we had Kinababra Kimenye Moses.
Yeah.
The story of Moses and Mildred, Moses and Nini. Those are the books that actually now brought me back to African readers when I was a young boy. In our home, we used to study. Mimi baba yangu alienda kusomea UK. There was nowhere to get tunasoma vitabu. So everybody in that house used to read a book, and you tell him what the book is about. Amu mwandikie composition about that book. And that is how the love of reading came through. But when I was young, I used to think about snow, apples, instead of mangoes, mud.
Yeah, strawberries. Strawberries.
Mika, that is, you see, what you're saying is so powerful, yeah? Do you know why? Because for women, let me speak now about African women. When we were growing up and all you read about is these girls who are white and their hair is soft and straight and silky. When you go and you know the way they're epitomized as, you know, the standard of beauty. As a young girl, when you go to the mirror and you look at your hair, it's black, your skin is black, and your hair is maybe it's kinky, it's type 4C. That is where our self-hate as a generation.
At type 4C?
Our hair is type 4C.
My hair is type
4C.
It's just like
when it's already been categorized.
Boss, hujawahi nunua nywele?
Yeah, so
Please
that
continue,
is where the self-loathing for African women came from. And that is why eventually when even beauty pageants started in Africa, there was a certain type of woman that they wanted. They had to be slim, they had to be light-skinned, people had to be, I don't know whether in the 80s you people saw how our aunties and our mothers walikuwa na choma nywele zao na
Calicate.
Yeah, you know.
With the thing.
With that comb, hot comb.
I mean, I did it.
I
did it.
I know. I mean, how the hell was that? Like, it's a race to having straight hair. You know, nobody's telling us about it's okay for you to have, you know, her kind of hair. You know, and so the bleaching of, you know, of women started from there and all that. Because all we are exposed to is that, you know, Snow White, how beautiful she was, how her cheeks are pink and all that. So that conditioning also happened to us, you know, as women because of reading those books.
To add on to that, forget even that, sometimes people had to be very creative. Unachukua can, let's say a blue band, ama kimbo, whatever, then you poke holes from the inside using a nail. Right? And then, see, now you get those, they're like two edges or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Then you put coal in there. And then you
oh my god!
Yes, very dangerous.
I used to see that like in Primo. In Primo,
yes.
In
our
Primo,
hair used to. Shock. Our hair was it.
So unachoma scalp. But
I
got to look good for the gram.
But then,
I know.
Your hair has got to be straight because that is what. I
want to add on something else that I think the books did, and they messed us up as a generation growing up. And I think it's still happening even to right now. If you read children's storybooks, there is never a sad ending. It's always a happy ending. And I think that has put into people's mind expecting that life just always ends up in a good way, regardless of how things are. And
that is
when it comes to romance, there's always this notion that books just taught us happily ever after. Prince Charming is coming. They didn't teach us the thing that
reality
in life,
character development,
you have to go through ups and downs. Character development. So I honestly think that they do say education is a way of controlling the masses, to shape them to work in a certain way. But I honestly think that if we want to save the future generations, we have to really stop sugarcoating what's in the literature books,
Thank
so
you.
that people, when they face life, they can face life in truth.
Thank you.